good in there. So you can dampen the wood a little bit. A wet Q-tip for the threads. A little bit softened up material. Put some gaffer tape on here so that when I try to tighten them with my special pliers with plastic teeth that tries to not scratch them, I still don't trust those completely. Just putting this gaffer tape on here to try and protect it even further. One more. Sticky stuff. Okay. The trick is to make sure you got a T or a B at the end. I don't know if the camera can focus on that little thing. Treble or bass. Make sure they're going in the right way. Otherwise, when you tighten the strings, it'll try and unscrew them. Got the first one in. I'm going to mark it with a pencil. Just in case there's any differences between one from the next, this is going to be the E tuner. Marking an E on it, which I can rub off later. While it's in, I mark the other end, which I'm going to cut off. The razor blade will make a mark, a score around it. And the thickness of the razor blade be a little bit be left out. And I know where to cut it off because I have to remove it again and dome it, round it out, I like to do. The other treble one, this will be the A tuner. This is counterclockwise because when the string pulls over the top, if it ever comes loose, it'll tighten it, if anything, won't loosen it. So, there you go. Get in there carefully as I can. One little turn at a time. Gripping it as firmly as I can without trying to damage it at all. Which I did a couple times in the past on other instruments. Come on. Don't just scratch it up or anything. Almost there. A couple more threads. A little more. This should be fine. I mark this with the razor as well. And now that I've marked it, I have to unwind it, cut it off, and then reinstall it later. So backwards on that left-handed thread. Very carefully. Going along fine. The bass tuners, it's been a bit, so I'll add more water in there. These will be right-handed thread with a B on the end. Started by hand and do with the tool. There we are. I'm at my cheap little scroll saw I got for 10 bucks at the yard sale. Works great. And I'm going to cut off the end to the length so it doesn't stick out to the violin too far. But the problem is if I lay it down, this is a tapered thing, it's going to be crooked. So I found this perfect piece of scrap board. I saved these things for a reason. It was on a longer stick. Passing something through my table saw, I saved these things just for this kind of thing. It just lifts the end of it up just so it's perfect. And I can slide it right along that. There we go. This is also why I marked which string they are, because I'm cutting off whether it's a bass or treble set at this point. So I'd be clueless then after that. There we go. Proper length. Okay, I got the tips, the ends kind of properly domed. Now I'm going to move on to some lighter grit sandpaper. Moving out to 800 grit. You know, even though I have this nice industrial kind of firm but soft foam here, I'm still liking either on my leg or in my palm best. Seems like the flesh on my hand kind of envelops around the dome most appropriately. Figures, right? I can polish it on my jeans. Check how it's coming. That's looking pretty good. Maybe you can see it or not. And now I'll just touch up the ends on a little buffing wheel. Beautiful. Very professional. Haha. The first one in turned out perfect. Second one in. I like to put just a smidge of a teeny little bit of super glue in there. Not hardly anything. Some people do it without, but this will be shipped to another state. It'll be different humidity, different temperatures. They might have winter there, etc. Make sure I'm putting the right one. D. That'll help secure it. This should be going fairly easy because I already had it in once before and the threads are already there. I'm going as far as I can without the tool. Close. The tool very carefully. Without banging into anything or scraping the tool in the violin, which you can do, I've done before, a little dinging something. A little further, I think we're almost there. That's it, that's good too. On the other two, the last one, A. It's going in a little stiffer than the others, you have to be careful. Yep, I'll bang it into things, please. Not coming around and hitting anything else. That's it. All the domed ends turned out just about perfect. I like it. All done and cleaned up. And the best day ever came out, I think.